Welcome, Aries. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your December full moon reading. The full moon is occurring in Gemini. It will be on the 7th of December. And for Aries rising in particular, it's going to affect the house of your communication, the area where you process information. We'll look more into that, but I want you to be aware that this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with all of you. In addition to checking your sun, moon, rising signs, other placements that are important to you, this will give you a fuller reading, and you can experiment with that. If this reading does resonate, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate all the shares, comments, donations, and all the support that I receive from you. So let's get started, Aries, with your overall energy for the December full moon. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is representing this very deep dive that you are taking into your history, your experience, and this is where you are releasing energies that have no longer served you and have prevented you from moving forward. You are taking responsibility, you have taken responsibility for your part, your investment in things that did not end up serving you. And we'll look a little bit more into the changes, the closure that this card represents, in as much as you have completed some very basic and fundamental work around reorienting, releasing those negative energies, and clearing the way to move forward with greater freedom, confidence, and clarity. In your 10th house, the Lovers, this is where others see you, your social identity and participation. The Lovers indicates a critical decision that you're making. This is a choice that is regarding the terms on which you have been investing in your relationships, and those relationships include people, places, and things. So that your relationship with self is what sets the tone and the terms for all others. In this regard, you are choosing yourself as you are increasingly armed with the self-knowledge that you have gained from this deep dive into your own attitudes, actions, and behaviors that are gaining you the confidence to make the choices that represent your highest potential. In the first house, the Queen of Coins. Your focus is on stabilizing your environment, creating comfort, abundance, generating that abundance, sharing your resources with others, but essentially stabilizing your security so that you are in sync with natural cycles, the natural abundance that exists in your world, your ability to see opportunities in every aspect of your life. In the fourth house, the house of your home, your history, your family, the Empress card, another major arcana indicating sort of the mother of the Queen of Coins. The Queen of Coins is graduating. You are graduating into the sense of universal abundance, universal generation of ideas, creativity, creating solutions to problems, recognizing that there are no problems, only situations that require your creative action, your creative endeavors, your way of recognizing the resources and spinning those into the comfort, even luxury, but certainly the abundance that will secure your existence. In the seventh house, The house of significant others, the Queen of Wands. Another queen is really showing you with major abundance, major confidence, a vision, a passionate vision moving forward. With Pele in the background, we understand the power that the Queen of Wands is generating for herself. She is completely motivated, driven by this flow of spiritual vision, heat, commitment, participation, and this energy is magnetizing the resources that you need, you require towards you. I'm going to clarify these cards starting in the first house. And so we have the second house, the World, clarifying the Queen of Cups in the first, and the Empress repeating itself. This is beautiful. This is very much focusing on a completion of a cycle of values, of possessions, of the way in which you have secured your well-being, your material safety and protection on earth. You have completed a cycle. You've completed a journey of material acquisition, perhaps, and that was aligned perhaps to a way of investing yourself into the world that you are now completing. You're being recognized, even rewarded for the achievements you've been able to gain, accomplish, the skills that you've gained, the wisdom that you have now to close out the cycle and pursue a new adventure. The third house is the area under most pressure for those of you, particularly with Aries rising. This is where your communication, the way that you're processing information is extremely practical, extremely abundant. To whatever degree you are doing this as part of a team, among your intimates, this creation of abundance is about allowing you to model yourself as a teacher. And it is your actions that are able to draw the resources to you that you need and generate ideas about ways they can be best utilized. You are internalizing the value of resourcefulness at every level. And this is really emphasizing again the way in which you are internalizing the principle of abundance and generosity within. The Empress in the fourth house is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune in the fifth house and the Page of Swords in the sixth house. So interesting that this area of creativity, of passionate expression, and the pursuit of goals with a high level of energy and motivation, an ability to articulate a vision that draws others to you, is regenerating your creative juices. There may be an area of creative expression that is receiving a regeneration, a refreshment, a renewal, so that something, perhaps things that you have produced in the past that may have not received the attention you had hoped for, may be in for a renewal, a review, an opportunity for these ideas to capture the attention of many people and to increase the opportunities for collaboration. The Page of Swords in the sixth house is indicating that you are approaching potential collaborations, work as member of a team with a very open and objective perspective. You are curious about your partners. You are making no assumptions about your shared values. And this really does look like an evolution, an emerging of a non-judgmental approach to the values that you share with your community, so that you are increasingly curious about the ways that others are experiencing similar events and opportunities that you share together. So, this is about making no assumptions and also a careful recording, a careful listening, so that you recognize this is your opportunity to take in information when you are characteristically putting out information. The Queen of Wands in the 7th house is clarified by the Two of Pentacles in the 8th house and the Page of Wands in the 9th house. The pages are indicating lots of fresh energy, lots of confidence that allows you to step in new areas of growth without the self-doubt or the assumption of being blocked, being prevented somehow. Recognizing that you have unblocked yourself through this investment in who you are, through activating this vision of your higher potential and capacity. So here we have you continuing to weigh opportunities in the sense that you are looking at the way you've done things in the past, more conventionally than not, and the opportunities coming for you in the present that you can utilize, commit to, and build on in the future. The commitments that you are making to yourself are expressing themselves in your relationships in the world, so that you are moving away from a conventional way of sharing resources with others. And that includes values, that includes a vision, a faith in a world that you may be creating collaboratively with others. Again, the pages are showing this ability to learn. There's this deep need and understanding now that you've separated yourself successfully from the way you've done things in the past. You recognize, as you are coming into the empowerment of your gifts, that there is more for you to learn as you step back from into a more open space, less attached to your passions and emotions in terms of your ability to hear and take in new information, to be a beginner on a path. I'm sorry. Allergies. The Lovers in the 10th house is clarified here by the Knight of Swords in the 11th house and the 5 of Pentacles in the 12th house. The Knight of Swords is sort of beefing up this willingness to learn, this desire to be a beginner and to listen to others, to document or record what you're learning. This is part of the confidence that you have gained in your own vision of in what works for you, so that instead of being closed off to new ways that you may not have recognized or you may have resisted in the past, you are opening up. You're curious, you are researching, you are learning about others in a way that amplifies and supports your own visions and your ability to collaborate among a diversity of ideas. You are really releasing an old story, and this is something that is coming up for many of us. An old story of where you came from, and an old story of where you will end up. This is about a history of lack, or a perspective coming from a perspective of lack, so that you are understanding that that lack is really just your recognition of the fact that the past is no longer working for you in the ways that it may have in the past, but letting go of that community, that circle, that familiar support that you have sought support from, and more often than not been denied, in as much as you are now recognizing that this is not where the support you need comes from in the old story. You're writing a new story. This is no longer in alignment with who you are or who you see yourself to be. I'm going to clarify. I'm not going to clarify. Instead, I'm going to finish up with an oracle card. It has been a long journey to get here today. So the full moon is really a beautiful opportunity for us to look at all of the work that we have been doing over the last several years. And for some individuals, this has been decades. For others, maybe months, weeks, days. I have pulled the indecision card. So interesting as the Lovers has come out here. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And this is bringing to mind this sense of newness, this sense of releasing old stories and alliances that don't work with you. The releasing of those is helping you to build upon wisdom and your intuition that has always known this lack of alignment, but has felt an obligation, a requirement to be responsible to relationships that no longer serve you. And there are many reasons that that might be the case. But this indecision can be carried into this new experience of closure, of moving on, of seeking new opportunities based on the doubts that were inherited perhaps by other members of this community that is familiar. I hope this is helpful to you. If this reading resonates, please like and subscribe to my channel, share, and comment to me. I love to hear your experience. Thank you so much. I hope this is helpful. Until next time, namaste.